It's
Yeah, okay,
Shang-Chi.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, but you can stay for the non-spoiler review if you want. Um, we won't be
Yeah.
talking spoilers until a while. Um, so let's start with Vivian. What do you think of the movie?
Um, well, of course, no spoilers, so don't worry. Overall, I really enjoyed it for, for like a Marvel movie because I remember when I went to see Black, Black Widow, and I was like, that was a really good kind of a spy movie for me. But this kind of gave me more of a, I could go in and I was like, oh, this feels more like a Marvel movie or something like that. Not to say that Black Widow wasn't a Marvel movie or anything. Of course it was, but it just had those elements in it that kind of made it more wholesome, and it is like it fabricked and a pieced together kind of like an amazing Marvel movie, and I really did enjoy it. And just like the score was amazing to the the soundtrack, which I have on repeat, and it's something that I do listen to, and it was really moving and really touching, and the characters were really great, and the actors, they played their parts amazingly in it, and you just kind of you feel emotion for each character in the story, and it's just it's really good. It's one of a really good like origin stories for Marvel. And it's something that, you know, it's perfectly it's in a perfect time, and I wish it came out like sooner, but during pandemic and stuff like that, but like other than that, like it's a great movie and I did enjoy it. So trying not to spoil anything. So yeah, that was my kind of like my feelings towards it.
Cool. Grayson?
Yeah, I really liked it, man. It was so good. And like before the movie was coming out, like Simu Liu, the main actor, he was really like propping up like what this movie is gonna mean for a lot of people. And I think it met the hype because I think this movie came out actually like 2 weeks ago, like or at least the premiere happened about 2 weeks ago. So the hype was starting to build, and it was kind of like one of those things. Okay, it's another Marvel movie. You know how like the
Yeah.
fans or the critics when they see it, they act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. So I was kind of like worried that it was going to be like that. But in a weird way, I think Black Widow people were very honest with how they felt about that movie. So I feel like in a weird way this year, people have been very in a way, I guess it's weird to say, but honest when it comes to Marvel movies. So going into it, I had like a lot of expectations because the hype was real and it met the hype. Like I thought it was really good. I think this is one of Marvel's best villains, and I don't want to say wow because we've got obviously Thanos, he's great. Killmonger, that was like 2017 or 2018. So well, I feel like I don't want to say like it's been a while, but I do think like this was a very compelling villain. The backstory um, for just the overall, I guess, for that family of Shang-Chi, that I think that was really good. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought, and just the cinematography too. Like, I from the trailers, I knew this was gonna be like really good, at least like to look at. And it definitely was. There was a lot of just great fight choreography. I would say probably the best in like I don't because it's a very distinct. It's very like kung fu. It's not like Civil War or Winter Soldier where it's kind of mixed martial arts. This is very like it's diving into Crouching Tiger kind of martial arts. So it was just from every. I think they really just did a good job with everything. And like I said, the soundtrack was amazing. I'll have to hit you up about like specific tracks because I didn't. I like the soundtrack, but I didn't look up like what moments have what songs or anything like that. But yeah, it was. I think it was good. I think it just like when I finished watching it, my feeling was like, wow, the MCU is in good hands. Like I know a lot of people like they're saying, oh, they're jumping ship after Endgame, but why? Like they're still doing. I think now in a weird way, it seems like they're going in a more filmmaker driven, direction with the current Disney Plus shows, and with Black Widow and Shang-Chi. Like these seem very like. I feel like I can see the imprint of the filmmaker and what they want to do more than ever before. I guess.
Sean?
That's awesome. Could I ask? I have to say that I can't review it. Best MCU movie ever. What the critics usually do. No, there's people saying that there's a lot of surprises in them. Obviously, Abomination is one that's seen in the trailers, but and you guys, without spoiling, is there surprises where I will be, or some people will be like, "Oh my god,"
Yep.
in the theater watching it?
The trailers didn't show anything. Anything.
Because the marketing for Shang-Chi was okay. It wasn't anything amazing. I thought the trailers were okay as well. I've seen some people say that the actual movie is 10 times better than the trailers presented it to
Yep.
be.
Well, I think that's the trade-off when it comes. Like, it's either like the trailer gives away everything, or the movie kind of exceeds the expectations that the trailer gave in the first place. So I think the marketing was decent. I think the movie kind of blew everybody away, and it's what I think it made like what 120 million about
Yeah.
worldwide opening weekend. So I mean, it seems like people are seeming to like it. So I think this is a big hit for Marvel, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you
Totally.
guys, and I think that, and I'm right there with you. This is one of the best Marvel movies, period, and one of the best MCU movies, and uh, one of the all-time best solo movies. Also, I think it really surprised me. Like Sean was asking, yes, it has a lot of surprises, especially for me because this is so different from any other MCU movie in terms of style, the way it looks, and man, I just the way it looks in the in the third act and the second act and all that, it just blew me away because I'm very big on color grading, cinematic look, and you know frames looking very cool in slow motion and all that. So I got all that, So I was very, very happy with the third act. I really loved this film. Black Widow, I liked it, but I didn't love that movie. I thought it was good, but I probably wouldn't watch it again and again. But this movie is definitely something that has become one of my favorites. And I would definitely watch this at least 2 or 3 more times. And I unfortunately haven't seen it in IMAX, but now I want to see it in IMAX because the movie is just amazing, and the
Yeah, I did
cast was
see it in
also
IMAX.
amazing. Oh, you
Yeah, I saw it in
did?
IMAX, and it
Nice,
was it was pretty fire, bro. You should. I would
nice.
say it's definitely worth seeing it again. And if you do see it again, make sure you get like IMAX or
Yeah,
Dolby Digital, one of those.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it in IMAX, but I was kind of like, because IMAX was all booked out and everything, I really did want to see it in IMAX, but I was like, it's definitely a movie that you would watch again. And it's so pretty to look at, and it's just, even though there is parts, of course, there is green screen, but it had like that magical feel to it because this is a Marvel film, and you are going to be swept away by the beauty of it. And of course, this movie was just done so beautifully, and it was something I will watch again. And of course, for Black Widow, I feel that it's more of a spy film. And yes, it's more like, I could pick maybe the opening scene as one of my favorite scenes
right,
from Black Widow that I would rewatch again. But for the movie, like, in Black Widow, there is parts where I would pick and I would rewatch, but I would not rewatch like the entire film until like maybe a while later. But for this movie, for Shang-Chi, even though I'm pronouncing it completely wrong, and he does yeah, I mean, but like, this is a movie that I would watch in its entirety, and I would just like watch it over and over again. So yeah.
mm-hmm.
You guys have driven my expectations up even higher now, so I have to check out this movie, I suppose.
And I'm not afraid to actually do that also, whereas I would be for different other movies, but for this, I would say that if you expect it to be really good, you'll still end up pretty satisfied, I think, because the director did a very, very very good job. and he stuck the landing, which is the most important thing that makes the audience happy and satisfied at the end. So yeah, for the MCU movies, I would say usually I don't. If the director changes from one movie to another, I don't get that disappointed. Except for James Gunn, because I think that main work is done by the whole team and Kevin Feige and the storyteller and all that. But I think that this director has a very distinct style for this movie, and I would definitely be disappointed if he was replaced. And it looks like he won't be, so that's a pretty good thing.
This director seems people are praising this director a lot. So that's awesome. We also have Chloe Zhao, is it?
Yes,
Or
Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao, like Oscar winner for Eternals, and that film to me looks beautiful. And then we have Spider-Man 3. So like we're on a nice roll here of
Mm-hmm.
Marvel movies. That even though I don't think the Spider-Man director has much directing style like a Sam Raimi or James Gunn, that kind of way. But I think we're just in for such a treat now for these next few MCU movies. So
I don't
just
know.
great.
I don't
And
know how Eternals can top this movie. I honestly don't.
I have a few problems with the Eternals trailer, but I think it looks beautiful that kind of way. Because Chloe Zhao talked about she wanted to shoot on location and stuff like that, which a lot of Marvel movies don't really do. So I'm interested to see how that compares to Shang-Chi. And yeah, I can't wait to see Shang-Chi on Tuesday. I can let the world know my thoughts, and hopefully I agree with you guys.
Awesome. So we
Yeah.
will
So
be
I'll let you
jumping
guys
onto the
talk
spoiler talk
spoilers.
now.
I'll
Will you be staying?
let you talk spoilers. No, not for this one. Grayson and Vivian, thanks very much for.
All right, good seeing you, man.
Yeah,
It was so nice to talk to you.
awesome. Yeah, and enjoy your spoiler talk with Casey.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Okay, bye.